Miller High Life, the beer that's cheered as the national champion of quality, and now proudly celebrating 100 years in America, presents Football at its finest, the action-packed highlights of the first 6 1954 games played by the Fighting Green Bay Packers.
It's kickoff time in Green Bay, Wisconsin, as the 1954 National Football League opener features the hometown Packers against the invading Steelers from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Early in the opening stanza, the Packers' Howie Ferguson from his own 22 swings around end for 7 yards to the 29-yard line. Floyd Breezy Reed on a quick opener, then dashes through tackle, keeps right on moving, and breezes through the entire Steeler team for a brilliant 69-yard touchdown journey that gives the Packers an early 7-0 lead. After the kickoff, the Steelers storm back. Quarterback Jim Finks warms up his pitching arm by firing complete to Ray Matthews and a first down on the Packer 34-yard line. Keeping his offense in the air, Finks fires another strike, this time to Captain L.B. Nickel for 7 yards to the 27. The veteran quarterback's right arm is paying off with big dividends. From the 21, he hits Ray Matthews for 6 more yards to the Steeler 15. Moments later, Finks strikes it rich as he fires a touchdown pass to Notre Dame's Johnny Latner, and it's the Steelers 7, Packers 7 at the end of the first quarter. On the third play of the new quarter, the Packers are on the move. Floyd Reed cracks the Steeler line for 6 yards to Pittsburgh's 48-yard line. From there, Tobin Rote does it all in one pitch as he heaves a long aerial to Bill Houghton, who makes a sensational grab on the 2, and it's touchdown Packers. The score now reads Packers 14, Steelers 7. Later, the Packers start another drive, but it falls short, so Fred Cohn tows home a 45-yard field goal to increase Green Bay's advantage to 17-7. Immediately following the kickoff, the Steelers begin to roll. Jim Finks and end George Salima team up for 16 yards to the midfield stripe. Finks keeps right on throwing. This time, Johnny Latner's on the receiving end, and the ex-Notre Dame All-American dances down the sideline for 18 yards to the Packer 32. 2 plays carry 5 more yards, then Finks rifles to L.B. Nickel for 18 yards and a first down on the Packers' 7-yard stripe. 3 plays carried to the 2, then on 4th down, Finks completes the march by tossing a touchdown to L.B. Nickel, and the Steelers trail by only 3 points at the end of the first half. Near the end of the third quarter, the Packers are on the move. Quarterback Tobin Rote gets off a nifty toss to Howie Ferguson that's good for 24 yards and a first down on his own 48-yard line. The drive carries to the 23, but there the Steelers hold. So Fred Cohn boats home his second field goal of the day, and the Packers increase their margin 20-14. With less than 5 minutes remaining in the final quarter, the Steelers are fighting for a score. Jim Finks tosses to L.B. Nickel for 9 yards to the Packer 48-yard line. With time running short, the amazing Mr. Finks rifles a long 37-yard aerial into the arms of Ray Matthews, and it's touchdown Steelers. Score, Packers 20, Steelers 20. Paul Held closes out the thrilling finish by splitting the uprights as the fast-finishing Pittsburgh Steelers inaugurate the season by nosing out the Green Bay Packers 21-20. In Green Bay, Wisconsin's rain-drenched City Stadium, the Chicago Bears' George Blanda kicks off to the hometown Green Bay Packers. Both clubs are looking for their first league win, and these traditional pro rivals always make it a battle down to the wire. The Packers get off to a quick start with Tobin Rote passing to end Bill Houghton for 44 yards to the Chicago 30, and Green Bay threatens early in the game. but the Chicago line holds and the Packers elect to attempt a field goal. Fred Cohn's kick is wide and Green Bay's threat is over. Later in the period, rookie Bob Garrett steps in to direct the Packer attack, but his opening pass is intercepted by Chicago's Wayne Hansen. With Bear blocking, bulldozing a path, Hansen goes 57 yards to the Packer 22. The Bears' Harry Jagady takes a Blanda handoff and goes wide to the right and into the arms of Green Bay's Jim Saldus for a 9-yard loss. The Bears turn hopefully to the arm of George Blanda, but the ex-Kentucky star is trapped and down. But hold everything, he's up again, only to have his pass intercepted by the Packers, and the first half ends in a scoreless tie. The Packers get the third period underway by breaking halfback Floyd Reed away for 19 yards to the Chicago 40. Green Bay's Tobin Rote steps back to pass but finds the muddy field and Bear line too much to handle, so Rote laterals to Howard Ferguson, who moves the Packers to the Chicago 33. Fred Cohn polishes off the Packer drive with a 40-yard field goal, and Green Bay leads Chicago 3-0. Later in the period, disaster strikes Green Bay as Tobin Rote bobbles the slippery pigskin, and Chicago's Paul Lipscomb recovers on the Packers' 7-yard line. The third quarter ends with the Packers still holding on to a slim 3-0 lead. With just 35 seconds of the fourth quarter gone, Chicago's passing master, George Blanda, finds teammate Billy Stone in the corner of the end zone, and the Bears move out front 7-3. As the fourth quarter nears its end, the Packers are forced to punt. Chicago's McNeil Moore takes the ball and wades through the mud for 12 yards to the Bear 33. Looking for receivers, Chicago's George Blanda finds nothing but Packer linemen, and the Bear quarterback elects to run, picking up 19 yards before he's pushed out of bounds on the Green Bay 48. This time, Blanda finds his man and tosses downfield to Johnny Hoffman as the Bears drive 30 yards to the Green Bay 18-yard line. The Packers hold Chicago for 3 downs, but it takes only 1 to score as versatile Blanda boots home a 23-yard field goal, and the Bears lead 10-3. In the closing seconds, Green Bay tries desperately to tie up the ball game, but Chicago's McNeil Moore ends the Packer threat by intercepting Tobin Rote's pass and dashing to the Packer 44. The clock runs out on Green Bay, and Chicago walks off the field with a slim, hard-earned 10-3 victory over Lyle Blackburn's determined Packers. The undefeated San Francisco 49ers invade Milwaukee County Stadium to battle the upset-minded Green Bay Packers. Early in the first quarter, 49er rookie back John Henry Johnson bolts over right guard and scampers for 25 yards before he's finally stopped on the Green Bay 32-yard line. 49er fullback Joe the Jet Perry circles left end for 15 additional yards, and San Francisco has a first down on the Packers' 17. On the next play, quarterback Jimmy Kaysen pitches out to hasty Hugh McElhenney, and Hugh just won't be stopped as he sweeps the Green Bay right flank for 17 yards and a 49er touchdown. After only 3 minutes and 20 seconds of play, San Francisco leads Green Bay 7-0. The Packers are unable to get going, so it's the 49ers once more on the attack. Jimmy Kaysen pitches and then Bill Wilson catches, and the play nets 25 yards to the Green Bay 15. However, the Packers hold, and on fourth down, and Gordy Saltaw attempts a field goal from the Green Bay 37. It's good, and the 49ers lead by a 10-0 count. At halftime, it's San Francisco 10, Green Bay nothing. In the third quarter, Green Bay's Tobin Rote takes to the air lanes. He fires to halfback Burl Schweitzer for 28 yards to San Francisco's 38. Quarterback Rote stays in the sky. An encore with halfback Schweitzer totals 16 yards and a first down on the San Francisco 22-yard line. The muddy conditions that exist on the field doesn't bother Mr. Rote. He tosses another aerial good to end Bill Houghton for 9 yards. Rote pitches into the end zone to Earl Schweitzer, and it's touchdown Green Bay. The San Francisco lead is narrowed to 10-7. Later, the Packers regain possession, and Tobin Rote goes into action once more. His toss to Howard Ferguson is good for 12 yards to the midfield stripe. The defense stiffens, and on fourth down, Fred Cohn boots a 45-yard field goal that ties the score at 10-10. In the third quarter, San Francisco's Joe Perry fumbles, and Val Joe Walker recovers for the Packers on the San Francisco 19. Taking advantage of a big break, quarterback Rote flips to end Max McGee for a touchdown. Score, Packers 17, 49ers 10 after 3 periods. The 49ers insert injured Y.A. Tittle at quarterback in an effort to save the game. Hugh McElhenney skirts wide for 19 yards to the San Francisco 48. San Francisco keeps rolling with Tittle. Y.A. passes 17 yards to Bill Wilson, who's run out of bounds on the Green Bay 18. From the 8, Big Joe Perry crashes the remaining distance for a 49er touchdown. The conversion's missed, so Green Bay still leads 17-16. Now the Packers are forced to kick, and Max McGee authors a tremendous 60-yard spiral. 49er halfback Joe Arenas, after fumbling, returns 6 yards to his own 31. Putting everything into a last-ditch effort, the 49ers' Y.A. Tittle passes far downfield. Hugh McElhenney makes a sensational catch, and the play picks up 53 yards to the Packers' 16-yard line. Fullback Joe Perry smashes left tackle for 5 yards, and it's goal to go on the Green Bay 5. With time running out, Y.A. Tittle, playing with a broken left hand, dives into the end zone with a winning touchdown. The 49ers remain undefeated with a thrilling 23-17 victory over the Green Bay Packers. In sun-drenched Milwaukee, the hometown Green Bay Packers hope to add some sunshine to their football chances against the always powerful Los Angeles Rams. After a scoreless first quarter, the Rams' Norm Van Brocklin breaks the game wide open with a 63-yard pass to Elroy Hirsch, and it's the Rams' ball on the Packer 1-yard line. Deacon Dan Towler polishes off the last yard, and the Rams lead Green Bay 7-0. Later in the second period, Packer fullback Howard Ferguson finds a big hole in the center of the Ram line that starts a Green Bay drive. Tobin Rote limbers up his arm with a 10-yard toss to Earl Schweitzer, and the Packers roll on. 3 plays later, toss and Tobin hits Max McGee for a touchdown, and at halftime, it's a tie ball game. The Rams 7, Green Bay 7, to the delight of the County Stadium crowd. In the third period, Rote drives his Packers into Ram territory with a 29-yard toss to Max McGee that ends on the Los Angeles 17. It's number 18, Tobin Rote again. This pass goes to Earl Schweitzer, who carries 3 men into the end zone. The Rams come back with a field goal, but trail Green Bay 14-10. With less than a minute to play in the quarter, Green Bay takes possession and puts Mr. Rote to work again. This pass goes to Bill Houghton, and the Packers go to the 39. The passing sensation from Rice Institute haunts the Rams with another bullseye to Schweitzer that carries to the Los Angeles 12 as the quarter ends. A change of goals doesn't hinder Packer touchdown plans as Rote goes over from the 1 and Green Bay boosts its lead to 21-10. Green Bay kicks off to the Rams. Ram halfback Woodley Lewis returns 24 yards to the Los Angeles 25. On the next play, Van Brocklin arches a 71-yard pass to end Bob Boyd that puts the Rams right back in the ball game. Now it's Green Bay 21, Los Angeles 17. Later in the third quarter, Green Bay's Tobin Rote brings the cheering hometowners to their feet with a bruising run through the Ram team that reaches the 32-yard line. This time, the versatile Rote banks on his passing arm and sends an 11-yard toss to Bill Houghton on the Los Angeles 29. The Packer pair strikes again. Rote to Houghton for the rest of the 29 yards, and the Packers move out in front of the Rams, 28-17. The Green Bay bench is happy again. In the closing minutes of the fourth quarter, Green Bay gets another touchdown drive underway with an 8-yard scamper by fullback Howard Ferguson. Before the Rams know what hit them, the Packers speed merchant Floyd Reed streaks through the middle and rolls to the Rams' 2-yard line. That's close enough for the Packers, and Reed goes over as the gun goes off. Final score, Green Bay 35, the Rams 17. A big victory for the Packers' new coach, Lyle Blackburn. The Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Colts, both anxious to improve their standing in the power-packed Western Conference of the National Football League, meet before 26,000 fans in Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. Green Bay has the ball in the opening period, and that's Tobin Rote passing. Don Shula makes a leaping interception for the Colts and bolts 25 yards to the Packers' 34. George Talaferro's speedy Baltimore back breaks into a gallop and goes to the Green Bay 21. The Baltimore drive is stopped on the Packer 20, from which point Gary Kerkorian is called upon for a field goal attempt. Kerkorian's kick cuts the uprights in half, and the Colts lead 3-0. Near the end of the first half, Green Bay goes all out on a tremendous toss by Tobin Rote. Bill Houghton makes a sensational catch to complete a 60-yard advance that carries to the Baltimore 6. With time for just one play, Green Bay elects to go for a field goal. Fred Cohn's placement is no good, and at the end of the first half, Baltimore holds a slim 3-0 edge. The Colts break into a gallop in the third period as Gary Kerkorian chucks to Zali Toth, who carries to the Packer 34. Kerkorian cuts loose with another toss, this one to Dan Edwards. Covers 23 yards as Baltimore threatens. A rock-ribbed Green Bay defense stops the Baltimore ground attack, but they can't stop Gary Kerkorian, whose second third-pointer boosts the Colts lead to 6-0 over the Packers. Later in the period, it's Baltimore's ball on their own 7-yard line. John Husbar fumbles a handoff, and Green Bay recovers dangerously deep in the Colt corral. Green Bay's Breezy Reed jolts the Colts as he bolts into the end zone to tie the score at 6-all. With the pressure on, Fred Cohn delivers a clutch conversion that proves the deciding point. Green Bay makes it 2 in a row by beating Baltimore 7-6 in a low-scoring pro battle. The Philadelphia Eagles, tied for first place in the Eastern Conference, but showing the effects of a tough campaign, met one of the two Western Conference teams they'll have to face. It was the Green Bay Packers, fresh from 2 straight wins and looking for more of the same under the lights at Philadelphia. The Packers elect to receive and promptly set out to make the Eagles grieve as rookie Burl Schweitzer pulls in the ball on the Packer 3 and heads upfield. At the 25, he cuts for the near sideline and gets past Jerry Norton. Norton finally hauls Schweitzer down, but not before he's returned 88 yards to the Eagle 9-yard line. The next 9 yards proved to be too tough, and Fred Cohn tries a field goal from a bad angle. His placement is good, and the Packers take a fast 3-point lead over the Eagles. Adrian Burke attempts to get the Eagles off the ground with an aerial attack, but his pass is picked off by a Packer back named Bobby Dillon. Dillon dodges and dances for 60 yards as his blockers mow down the Eagles. He doesn't stop till it's touchdown Green Bay. And the up-and-coming Packers take a 10-0 lead over Philadelphia in the first quarter. The Philadelphians fight back in the second period. With Bobby Thomason now in at quarterback, they take to the air again. Jim Farmer makes a boarding house reach to pull in the pass and put the Eagles on the Packer 45. From the 26, Thomason steps back to toss another one. Toy Ledbetter races into the clear to gather it in and scamper across the goal line as the Eagles get right back in contention with a big 7 points to make it Packers 10, Eagles 7. The Eagles get possession on a punt, and Thomason tries again. But this try goes awry when Val Joe Walker intercepts and gallops all the way back to the Philadelphia 25. Green Bay's Tobin Rote spots rookie Max McGee and lets fly. McGee pulls in and gallops across on a 25-yard touchdown play that puts the Packers out in front of the Eagles, 17-7 at halftime. In the third period, Tobin Rote and Max McGee play an encore for the Philadelphia fans. McGee races to get behind his man while Rote rolls out to his right, then hoists a beauty downfield. McGee's there, and it's a Packer tally from 49 yards out to make it Green Bay 23, Philadelphia 7. As the Eagles attempt to strike back, Bobby Thomason is snowed under. The Packer comes up with the ball, and Green Bay is once more on the move. Tobin Rote takes to the helm, and his first act is to look for Max McGee. Max is available, and Tobin tosses him his third touchdown strike as the Packers take a 30-7 lead over the Eagles. As the fourth period begins, the Packers take advantage of an Eagle fumble and an interference penalty to strike again on a quarterback sneak from 2 yards out to boost the tally to a humiliating 37-7 count over the once-defeated Eagles. Philadelphia makes a belated thrust into Packer territory as Thomason fires to Jerry Williams on the Green Bay 26. Thomason keeps the Eagles on the wing with a pass in the flat to Toy Ledbetter. Toy turns in a sparkling run to bring the Philadelphians to the Packer 13. Don Moselli polishes off the drive to make the final score read Packers 37, Eagles 14. But the Packers notch their third straight win and keep the Eagles in a tie with the Steelers and the Giants for first place in the Eastern Conference.
And that's how the Fighting Green Bay Packers fared in their first 6 league encounters in 1954. After witnessing all this action and excitement, you'll want to be in the stands next season to see the Packers play ball. So plan now to buy those season tickets and be assured of the same choice seat for every Packer game. Meantime, this is Earl Gillespie saying so long for now and reminding you to enjoy the beer that's backing your Packers. Enjoy life with Miller High Life. Miller High Life, the beer that's cheered as the national champion of quality, and now proudly celebrating 100 years in America, presents football at its finest. The action-packed highlights of the second 6 1954 games played by the Fighting Green Bay Packers.
At Chicago's Wrigley Field, the resurgent Chicago Bears, striving to stay in contention in the red-hot Western Conference race, battle the strong Green Bay Packers, who have won their last 3 starts. The Bears are off to a fast start. John Hoffman takes a handoff and runs to the Packer 47. Quarterback George Blanda gets his Bears an early touchdown with a bullseye to Jim Dooley in the end zone, and Chicago leads Green Bay 7-0. In the second period, Blanda keeps his Bears touchdown bound with a toss to John Hoffman on the Green Bay 29-yard line. Blanda throws again, and it's incomplete. But there's interference called on the play, and Chicago gets possession on the Packer 3. That's close enough for Chicago to push Harry Jagady across, and it's the Bears 14, Green Bay nothing. Later in the second period, a Packer drive gets underway with a Tobin Rote to Al Carmichael pass play, and Green Bay rolls to the Chicago 38. The versatile Rote fades to his left to throw again, but instead of a receiver, the Packer sensation finds a big hole in the Bear line and dashes to the Chicago 9. Rote elects to pass, steps back, hesitates, and throws to end Max McGee, and Green Bay is back in the ball game. It's Chicago 14, the Packers 7. Late in the second period, Chicago's Zeke Bratkowski gets off a fourth down punt to the Packer 10, where it's picked up by Green Bay's Burl Schweitzer. The Packer rookie swings wide to his right, gets perfect blocking, and heads for the sideline. There isn't a Bear fast enough to catch Schweitzer, and the Green Bay halfback goes all the way for 90 yards and a touchdown. After spotting Chicago 14 points, Green Bay makes it a 14-13 ball game at halftime. The Packers add a field goal in the third quarter to lead Chicago 16-14. In the final period, the Bears tried desperately to get a drive started, but Bland's pass is intercepted by Green Bay's Clarence Self, and the Packers take over on the Chicago 37. Green Bay's pass master, Tobin Rote, completes the toss to teammate Max McGee. The former Tulane star refuses to go down and races into the end zone to put the Packers in front of the Bears, 23-14. Later in the fourth quarter, Chicago's Bratkowski kicks downfield to Green Bay's Burl Schweitzer. The Packer back fumbles. Chicago's Wayne Hansen recovers and carries the pigskin into the end zone to make it anybody's ball game. It's Green Bay 23, Chicago 21. With time running out, the Bears lean on the passing arm of George Blanda. The Chicago back stays calm and collected, waits until the last second, then hits Bill McCall on the Packer 29. This time, Blanda finds Don Kent, and the Bears move to the Green Bay 8-yard line. With just 2 minutes to play in the game, Blanda steps back to throw. He's rushed and just gets it away. It's complete to John Hoffman in the end zone, and Chicago comes from behind to defeat the Green Bay Packers 28-23 and take over third place in the Western Conference. Under the lights at Milwaukee, the Baltimore Colts are geared for an upset as they take the field against the favored Green Bay Packers. The hometown fans take a dim view of matters as the Colts begin with a bang. On the first play from scrimmage, Baltimore's Carl Tassif breaks over right tackle and streaks 27 yards to the Green Bay 43. When the attack bogs down, Burt Retchishar boots a perfect placement, and Baltimore leads 3-0. Later, the Colts go for more. Little Buddy Young circles left end sharply, and the scale-size speed merchant is just too hot to handle as he races 45 yards to the Packer 29. Gary Krikorian then passes complete to George Taliaferro, and the former Indiana star goes all the way to make it Colts 10, Packers nothing. In the second quarter, the Packers get rolling. Tobin Rote steps back and fires a bullet. Max McGee makes the grab and rolls 26 yards to the Baltimore 40. This Packer drive is turned back when Rote's long pass falls short. Baltimore's Don Shula intercepts, and he's off on a sparkling 35-yard return to the Colts 40. After moving to the Green Bay 25, the attack stalls, so Gary Krikorian boots a three-pointer, and the Colts lead 13-0. Green Bay's offensive machine rolls into high gear. Tobin Rote fires to Bill Houghton for 23 yards to the Baltimore 19. Rote again goes through the air. This time, Max McGee is on the other end, and it's goal to go for the Packers. On a quarterback sneak, Tobin Rote carries into pay dirt, and Green Bay now trails 13-7. Near the end of the half, Baltimore's Gary Krikorian attempts a pass. Green Bay's Bill Forrester intercepts the toss and scampers all the way to the Colt 23. When Baltimore's defense stiffens, Fred Cohn notches a three-pointer to make the halftime score read Colts 13, Packers 10. In the third period, Green Bay's Howie Ferguson starts things off by ripping through the Baltimore defense for 27 yards to the Packer 38. With Rote faking beautifully, Breezy Reed cracks right tackle and pile drives 18 yards before the Colts haul him down. Tobin Rote passes. Howie Ferguson catches up with the ball and carries it to the 1-yard stripe. Rote then barrels over right guard and into the end zone to put the Packers in the lead, 17-13. Fourth period action finds the Packers rolling goalward. Rote rifles to Houghton for 10 yards to the Colt 20. Howie Ferguson then drives up the middle for 8 more. Tobin Rote from the 1 scores his third touchdown of the evening. And it's more than enough as the fast-closing Packers turn back the Baltimore Colts 24-13. Playing before the home folks the last time this season, the Green Bay Packers bite into a big piece of professional football power as they take on the current Western Conference leader and the defending champions, the Detroit Lions. Right after the opening kickoff, the Packers begin to move. Quarterback Tobin Rote completes a pass to Bill Houghton that puts Green Bay on the Lions' 46. The Packer march picks up momentum as Tobin Rote's pass is taken by Floyd Reed, then carried to the Detroit 33 for a first down. Once more, Rote rifles a pass downfield. Bill Houghton takes this one on the run, but believe it or not, he goes out of bounds just 4 inches short of the goal line. Floyd Reed sneaks across for the score, and the pepped-up Packers jump to a 7-0 lead. Later in the quarter, another Green Bay drive runs into trouble. Detroit's Jimmy David makes a shoestring interception of Tobin Rote's pass and hot-foots it to the Packer 34 before coming to work. Bobby Lane, the passing master of the world champions, takes over and teams up with big Leon Hart for a first down on the 17 as the period ends. In the second quarter, Detroit's Barrel Billy Bowman makes it goal to go for the Lions on the Green Bay 1-foot line. Bobby Lane pushes over to tie up the game at 7-all. Later, the Lions are on the prowl again. Dorn Dibble takes Bobby Lane's pass at midfield and makes it to the Green Bay 45. Today, the air lanes belong to Bobby. A 19-yard completion to Jug Gerard puts the Lions on the Packer 21. On fourth down, the Lions come through. Jug Gerard grabs Lane's pass in the end zone, and Detroit goes ahead of Green Bay 14-7. Green Bay bounces back. Rote's screen pass to Verl Schweitzer ends up on the Lions' 26. Tobin Rote and Bill Houghton team up to move the Packers to the Detroit 16. There, the Packer advance is stopped, and Fred Cohn boots home a three-pointer, but at halftime, Green Bay still trails Detroit 14-10. The visiting champions start the third period off with a loud roar as Hunchy Horschmeyer knifes his way through the Packer defenders to midfield. Billy Bowman helps the Detroit advance by lugging the leather to the Packer 25. Bobby Lane gets perfect protection as he pitches to Dorn Dibble, who threads his way through the Packer secondary for a touchdown. This gives Detroit a 21-10 advantage over Green Bay. The Packers fight back. Al Carmichael ignites the attack with a 13-yard carry to the Detroit 28. The pitch-em-catch-em boys are at it again. Rote to Houghton, that's good for a first down on the Detroit 17. On the next play, Tobin Rote's pass is intended for Max McGee, but interference is called and Green Bay is knocking on the touchdown door. Tobin Rote goes over for the Green Bay tally that ends the scoring for the day. In beating the Green Bay Packers 21-17, the Detroit Lions post their 7th win of the season and move closer to capturing their 3rd straight Western Conference title. Professional football's Thanksgiving Day Classic brings together the league-leading and world champion Detroit Lions and the unpredictable Green Bay Packers before a capacity crowd in Drake Stadium, Detroit. Green Bay's Tobin Rote gets the holiday hassle rolling with a perfect pass to Floyd Reed that sets the Packers up on the Lion 48. Rote keeps the Lions confused by turning right end and then giving a last-minute lateral to Floyd Reed. The flashy Packer halfback picks up his blockers and threads his way for 48 yards and a Green Bay touchdown. It's Green Bay 7, Detroit nothing. The league-leading Lions lash back. Bobby Lane finds Bobby Horschmeyer, and the former Indiana sensation legs it 13 yards to the Detroit 42 as the first quarter ends. The second quarter brings no change in Lions' plans. This time the pass goes from Lane to Dorn Dibble, and the ball rests on the Packer 29. Bullseye Bobby strikes for his 100th TD pass. His receiver is dependable Doak Walker, and Detroit ties Green Bay. The troublesome Packers waste no time roaring back. Tobin Rote fades to his right, but throws to his left. Howard Ferguson is there to take the pigskin to the Lion 14. Rote fires again. Gene White pulls it in, and the Packers threaten on the Lion 5-yard line. Rote wraps up the Packer drive by pushing over from the 1, and Green Bay leads Detroit 14-7. With the first half running out, the Packers are on the move again. A hard-charging Lion line presses Tobin Rote, and his hasty pass is stolen by Jack Christensen. Christensen weaves his way into the end zone. The game is tied at 14-14 at the half. The start of the third period brings trouble to Detroit. Bobby Lane's pass falls into the arms of Green Bay's Clayton Tonemaker, and the Packers set up camp on the Lion 25. Detroit holds until Fred Cohn's field goal attempt splits the uprights, and the Packers take the lead for the third time. Score 17-14. Later in the period, Bobby Lane gets his Lions touchdown hungry with a quick pass to Dorn Dibble. The Detroit end displays some fancy footwork, and the Lions roll to the Green Bay 10. Bobby Lane tosses to Lou Carpenter, and Detroit takes the lead away from Green Bay. It's the Lions 21, the Packers 17. Just a few minutes later, disaster strikes Green Bay again. Detroit's Jack Christensen takes a Packer punt on his 40-yard line, heads down the middle, and outruns the Green Bay defenders for a 60-yard touchdown. Detroit leads the Green Bay Packers 28-17. The touchdown-packed third period comes to an exciting end. Green Bay's Tobin Rote hits Max McGee for 82 yards and a Packer TD. With one period left to play, Green Bay trails the champion Lions 28-24. The final quarter brings a Packer chance to win. Tobin Road tosses to Al Carmichael in the clear, but the Green Bay back can't hold the slippery ball, and the Packers lose the game. Detroit strengthens its first place standing with a thrill-packed 28-24 victory over the Green Bay Packers. Smarting from last week's loss to the Colts, the San Francisco 49ers face the powerful Packers from Green Bay in Kezar Stadium and proceed to show the home folks that they haven't lost their winning touch. Yelburton Abraham Tittle, the prospector's peerless passer, arches a tremendous aerial upfield. Billy Jessup races under to pull it in and leave the last defender behind on a 68-yard touchdown play that puts San Francisco in front 7-0 after 59 seconds. Getting possession on a Packer punt, the 49ers dynamite the Green Bay line and send John Henry Johnson through the hole for a first down on his own 35. Tittle takes to the air. He fires a strike to Billy Jessup, and the 49ers are on the Packer 13. This first quarter looks like a Y.A. Tittle personal show as he bootlegs the ball and scuttles around right end for San Francisco's second score. 49ers 14, Packers nothing. Y.A. Tittle keeps on tossing for San Francisco. He picks out Pete Chabaran and flips him a screen pass. Chabaran carries 21 yards to the Green Bay 37. '49er veteran Joe Arenas tries the footing around left end. Behind Billy Jessup's block, he gets loose for a 22-yard trip down the sideline. From the 5, Joe Perry powers into the end zone for the prospector's third touchdown of the first quarter, and San Francisco goes into the second period leading Green Bay 21-0. Tobin Road tries to get the Packer attack organized. No one's open for a pass, so Road totes for a 9-yard profit. Road pitches out to halfback Breezy Reed, and Breezy blows around right end to put the Packers in San Francisco territory. But the 39 is as far as the Packers get. Standing on the 46, Fred Cohn attempts a long field goal. It's short, and Joe Arenas returns to the 21 as the 49ers take over. The 49ers send Joe Perry off left tackle, and the foul-driving prospector picks up 19 yards to move into Packer territory. On the same play, Joe the Jet streaks into the Green Bay secondary and racks up another 19-yard advance to put San Francisco on the Packer 25. Y.A. Tittle tries a spot pass over the middle. Billy Wilson gets the ball, and the Packers get Billy, but he's on the 6-yard line. Y.A. calls for a pass again. This time he pegs to Gordy Saltall. Saltall makes a nifty catch, and the 49ers dominate the Packers 28-0 as the first half ends. Neither team scores in the third quarter, but in the final period, San Francisco strikes again. Billy Wilson takes a Tittle pass and lopes to the Green Bay 37. Watch Joe Perry, the league's leading ground gainer, as he bruises the Packers for 25 yards to bring his total beyond the 1,000-yard mark for the second straight season. Pete Chabaran slams over left guard to finish the job as the 49ers put on a convincing display of power to shut out the Green Bay Packers 35-0. The Los Angeles Rams jog into the Coliseum for the last time this year to meet the Green Bay Packers in a game that turned out to be an aerial duel between Van Brocklin of the Rams and Tobin Road of the Packers. Road puts the Packers on the move early as he hits Bill Houghton for a 24-yard gain. From the Rams 16, Tobin Road totes on the keeper play. And it's all the way for Tobin as the Packers take a quick 7-0 lead over Los Angeles. The Rams' Van Brocklin shows off his pitching power with a perfect pass to Bob Boyd, who's wrapped up on the Packer 23. Norm Van Brocklin gets set to pass again. Crazy Legs Hirsch is his target, and he doesn't miss. Crazy Legs gets away from a couple of Packers as he goes to the Green Bay 3. Deacon Dan Towler bucks over left guard, and the Rams tie the game at 7-7, still in the first quarter. With the Packers on their own 49, Tobin Rote tosses into trouble. Bill Sherman intercepts and brings the ball back to midfield as the Rams take over. Norm Van Brocklin goes to his good right arm. He flips to Skeets Quinlan, who speeds to a first down on the Green Bay 20. Fleet Skeets' contribution is not complete until he picks up 7 more yards on a classy end sweep. Deacon Dan Towler tumbles onto the touchdown turf, and the Rams lead the Packers 14-7. The Rams open the second quarter with Norm Van Brocklin passing upfield. His pass is picked off by Packer back Bobby Dillon, who returns to the Los Angeles 22. Tobin Rote tosses a touchdown strike as he lofts the pass into the midst of Max McGee, who bolts into the end zone with a tally that ties it up at 14-14. Later, it's fourth down Packers. Max McGee is back to punt. He gets a high pass. It's too late to kick, and Max legs it for a first down. Tobin Rote takes over, but Max McGee's on the other end to take Tobin's pass on the Los Angeles 37. Rote keeps right on firing that ball as he moves the Packers downfield. Howard Ferguson has this one and makes it to the 25 on a nice run. Rote steps back again and throws right over the middle to Joe Johnson as the Packers make it goal to go from the Los Angeles 8. Tobin Rote and Joe Johnson get together again. Johnson jars the Rams as he squeezes into the end zone to give the Packers the lead at 20-14. Watch this one as the Rams play fast and loose with the ball. Quarterback Bill Wade fires to Fears. Fears laterals to Skeets Quinlan, who hustles for pay dirt. He gets there, but hits the wrong side of the line at the 14, and that's where the ball is spotted. Bill Wade decides it's time for a little footwork from the quarterback. He turns the corner and almost scores before being blasted out of bounds on the 1. Towler high dives for the TD. The Rams lead 21-20 at halftime. In the third period, it's fourth down Rams. Van Brocklin passes from punt formation to robust Andy Robustelli. The big defensive end shakes off all attempts to pull him down as he thunders all the way on a 49-yard play that puts the Rams on top 28-20. In the fourth quarter, the Rams bid for insurance. Bill Wade fires to Tom Fears for a first down on the Ram 47. Bill Wade keeps the Rams aerial circus aloft with a pass to Tom McCormick that puts Los Angeles on the Packer 25. Bill Wade looks around and finds Fears again. Fears bites into the end zone to make it 35-20 over the Packers. The Packers close out the scoring at 35-27, but that's all they can do as the Rams finish their season in fourth place in the Western Conference.
And that's how the Fighting Green Bay Packers fared in their second 6 league encounters in 1954. After witnessing all this action and excitement, you'll want to be in the stands next season to see the Packers play ball. So plan now to buy those season tickets and be assured of the same choice seat for every Packer game. Meantime, this is Earl Gillespie saying so long for now and reminding you to enjoy the beer that's backing your Packers. Enjoy life with Miller High Life.